Okay. So greetings, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So meditation, right? So we've kind of played around with this theme for a while. What's the purpose of it? Why has it been going on for 10, 20,000 years? Why have people dedicated their entire lives to meditation? Not to accumulate money. In fact, if anything, to get rid of things. Get rid of things. So you have loads and loads of orders, the Buddhists, the mystics, the Coptic Christians, the Sufis, the Sikhs, Hindus, all of them, all of them share this common wisdom. And the common wisdom is to do with meditation, is to do with how to meditate, what are the signposts that you're on the right road. And if I asked you the question, what do you know about your mind? And you'll find there's very little. There's very little you know about your mind. Because it's not in your control anymore. It's like a monkey. Yeah? Trained, cultivated, and stimulated through neuro-linguistic programming, through all this stuff that we're engaged in. Whatever you're engaged in, remember color, sound, emotional response. 3 anchors, put it together, and then you can just repeat the same emotional space. So meditation was first to recognize what is the nature of mind. What is mind? Were you born with one? And most people will say, of course you did. No, you didn't. Your mind was created by your language. You can't think in any other language than the one you know. Can you? No. You can only repeat what you've been taught to repeat. Nothing else. So the mind is a conditioned mechanism. Conditioned mechanism. At the age of around 18 months or so, your focus, your identity shifts from being present as a child. You look at a butterfly, it's running over there, then there's a rainbow, everything is magical because they're not in the mind. But once you identify with the mind, that's where the problems begin. Because your mind, like my mind and every other mind, is connected to your physiology. And it's very easy to demonstrate this. So if I asked you, go on, then be angry. And you'll find it's hard. Can't just bring anger out. But if I started insulting you, it ain't going to take long. But I haven't touched you. I haven't touched you. I haven't threatened you. I haven't frightened you. So what bit inside you got triggered? That's your ego sense of self, mental content. That's the stuff that's swimming. That's the thing that's talking in there. All of that stuff ain't you. That will be stripped the moment you die. That will be stripped. It's your identity. And your identity, like mine, has been manufactured. It's to realize what the mind is doing. And by realizing what the mind is doing, so you sit there focused on your breath, and your mind runs off and you bring it back. Runs off, you bring it back. Runs off, you bring it back. Sooner or later, you will realize where it's going. Sooner you'll realize the stories that you tell yourself, the way you speak to yourself. You make a mistake, and I guarantee you the language you use for yourself, you would even use it for your enemy. Yeah? So imagine what happens. You got a child, and you speak to that child the way you speak to yourself, the way you criticize yourself, the way you judge yourself against others. If you did that to a child, what would happen to them? Mess their identity up. That's what we do. And that identity, the moment it feels threatened, whether you are physically threatened or through self-talk, the whole body kicks off. Flight response system is kicked off. Your hormonal system is flooding your body. Something like 130,000 reactions take place like that. Your nervous system gets stressed, cortisol out of your adrenal glands, blood pressure rises, glucose rises, and then you think, well, I can't sleep. The reason you can't sleep is because you got too much glucose in your body. Why? Because you're on the flight response. Go and ask any of your psychologists, your psychiatrists, or your doctors about the mind body connection. See if you find one. Yet each one of us experience it every day. Why is it being denied? Well, the reason is it's profitable. If you don't know the cause, you can remain stressed. The climate is going to change. The sky is going to fall down. The bugs are going to get you all. There were terrorists. And what's happened to ISIS? Where did it go? All manufactured to create the mind in this stress cycle. And if you're in a stress cycle, you will inevitably become ill. Inevitably. And the illnesses that you will have depends on the whole lot. You can name anything, ranging from cancer, emotional shock. So, reason we do meditation is so we begin to step back from this constant talk. Right? We're not going to stop it. You can't stop it. But you can learn to ignore it. First step. Once we've learned how to step back, the side effect of that is you'll feel calm. You'll feel calm, you'll feel less stressed, less anxious. And over, say, 6 or 8 weeks, if you're depressed, you'll come out of that as well. Right? That's how it works. Why? Because what keeps you in depression, what keeps you in anxiety, what keeps you stressful is your mental space. And if you don't know what mind is, how can you change it? How can you do anything with it? So, through meditation, simple stuff, we get the side effects of calmness, all that health stuff. All of that is just along the way. A few weeks and you kind of there. But then there are other bigger questions that will arise. And someone earlier on said, I want to know myself. Well, let's start there. What do you know about yourself? Where did you come from? What are you doing here? And where are you going to go? Ask yourself, if someone walked in here and you said, hey, who are you? You said, I don't know. Where did you come from? Oh, I don't know. What are you doing here? I don't know. Where are you going? I don't know. We'd say this person is a fool. And those questions are relevant for each one of us. Because there is no wisdom left that you can access. This is why in the West, meditation is starting to kick off. Because you need wisdom. You need to understand, what the hell am I doing here? Am I going to be living my life for the next 60, 70 years collecting plastic, die, and leave it to a jumble sale? Was that the point? Queen Elizabeth couldn't buy 5 breaths with all the money she had. So mindfulness, meditation, right meditation, must have understanding with it. Otherwise, I'm giving you a way to walk, but I'm not giving you the map. And this is why it's so important to have access to lineage, access to your teachers' wisdom. And the access that I have with my teachers, of all the teachers I've had, didn't learn it off YouTube, can be traced to 14th century. So if there's anything to know about the mind, I know a man who does. So meditation is a true warrior, not in the physical violent space, is when you learn to look at the battle that you've been constantly having and stepping out of it. It takes real courage to step out of your identity, real courage. Because the identity allows us to have this false sense of illusion that that's who you are. And all your relationships are what they are. But in the nature of life is such, when you're asleep, where do they go? Where do all your relationships go? When you're in deep meditation, where do they go? So, this understanding with meditation, with the practice and the understanding, allows us to develop a very deep and safe practice. Meditation can bring trauma that's hidden very quickly. And if it happens, where do you go? What do you do with it? Hence, if anyone is teaching meditation, there is a responsibility that goes with it. It's not just something you get off YouTube or one of these apps. We've had a recent individual who's had some trauma that's come up. Why? She changed the meditation process. All was good. Went, downloaded something, started listening to it. God knows what happened. Doesn't know where to turn. So it's important, one, to know who's teaching you. Two, what are the signposts along the way? And what we're going to understand with meditation is the nature of existence. If I asked you, what is the nature of life? What can we all agree on? We can agree on that we're all here. Yeah. We can agree that nothing is permanent. True. We can agree that everything is in a constant rhythm of change. And when you focus on your breath, you begin to realize that everything is a cycle. Start, middle, end, start, middle, end. Everything. Every year you have the same seasons. Every year the leaves come up and the leaves fall down. Everything is a cycle. You are no different. Neither am I. So that's the other thing we learn because we experience it. And then the third thing we realize is nothing, nothing will bring you lasting satisfaction. So don't get attached to things that you feel will bring you lasting satisfaction. Nothing does. So when we approach meditation with that learning, we become part and parcel of the flow. Heard that, meditation, you flow with it. That's what it means. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think so. So close your eyes if you wish. Not to close your eyes, you can look towards the ground and not focus on anything. And your mouth is closed unless you can't breathe in through your nose. And if you just stretch your back up a bit, so imagine that you've been pulled by the top of your hair, and so the back becomes upright. And if you were to pull your chin in slightly, you will notice that the back of the neck stretches. And we do this deliberately. We want to become present to the body first. Feels open. As you draw your breath in, bring your focus and see if there's anything dominant in the body that attracts your attention. So it could be a pain, it could be an ache, it could be a tightness, an itch. Next breath in, bringing your focus. The ground, the chair holds you. And if you were to relax a little bit, you're not going to go anywhere. Identifying yourself in terms of location, here and so the chair holds you. And now, just to make sure that there's nothing in the body that's dominant, that's attracting our attention, imagine a hula hoop above your head. As this hoop begins to descend down, lights up your body, identifying any sensation that's dominant. So remember, it's an ache, a pain, a tightness, an itch. Okay. Next breath in, bringing your focus now to where the chair makes contact with your body. And you will notice the pressure of your body against the chair creates sensations in your body. Sensing. You're not imagining, you're not thinking, you're sensing. From those sensations, as you breathe in, bring your focus upwards so you become aware of your hips. Holding your focus at your hips, notice once again if there's anything dominant. And on your next breath out, you allow this focus to drift down your thighs. Your intention is simply to become present to your body at this stage. From your knees, you move down towards your ankles. From your ankles, notice your feet. And then moving to the soles of your feet. Next breath in, bring your focus back to the seat. Once again, notice how well you're held in place, supported. Notice that your back is straight and upright. And then as you breathe in, bringing your focus up your back from your lower back towards your middle back. Again, remember, all you're doing is looking for sensations. From your middle back, you move up towards your shoulder blades. Notice your shoulders. Notice the sensations that are present in this part of the body. And then as you breathe out, you allow this awareness to move down from your shoulders towards your elbows. Remember, you're just scanning your body. From your elbows, you move down towards your wrists. Notice the palms of your hands. Notice the fingers on your hands. So you don't need to draw them, you don't need to outline them or think, just sensing them. And then as you breathe in, bring your focus towards your eyes. And you will notice that you are aware of darkness, or you have the awareness of the back of your eyelids. And then as you breathe out, you allow this part of the body to soften and relax. Next breath in, bring your focus to your mouth. Notice the sensations within your mouth. Remember, you don't need to name them, just need to become aware of them. Notice the sensations on the roof of your mouth, on the inside cheeks. Notice if your tongue feels firm, allow it to soften. Allow your jaw to soften. And then as you breathe out, you allow your face to relax and soften. Next breath in, once again becoming aware of your body as best as you can, the whole of your body. And again, notice anything that's dominant, anything that draws your attention, a pain, an ache, a tightness, an itch. And by this, we mean your thoughts and how you're feeling. So notice your thoughts first. What's dominating at the moment, if anything? Do you feel alert or do you feel foggy? Does your mental space feel clear or does it feel confused? Bring your focus now to your chest, putting it on the surface of your chest, and begin to notice the movement of your chest in rhythm with the breath. And if you find your focus has been hijacked by my voice or a thought, gently bring it back to your chest. Notice how the chest rises as the breath goes in and how the chest relaxes as the breath goes out. Notice the subtle sensations within your body that accompany the movement of your chest. See if you can notice them around your ribs. Bring your focus a bit deeper into your chest, as though it's right in the center. And hold your awareness there as best as you can until you begin to realize how you're feeling. Right at the moment, do you feel settled or do you feel unsettled? Does this moment feel pleasant, comfortable, or is it unpleasant, uncomfortable? How do you feel? Allowing yourself to recognize how you're feeling right now. On your next breath out, begin to listen to all the sounds and noises around you. Simply opening your awareness, allowing any sound that's around you to come to you. You don't need to look for it, you need to work it out, you don't need to judge it. Just listening. Listening. Your nose and begin to watch your breath moving in and moving out. And your intention is simply to be present to your breathing. Allow the breath to breathe by itself. Notice the in breath coming in, notice the out breath going out. If you find your focusing or a sound or noise has distracted you, watching your in breath moving in, watching your out breath moving out. Has four parts to it. The in breath has a start and an end, and the out breath has a start and an end and a little gap. If you can notice the four parts of your breath. Stay with your breath. Notice how the breath is flowing. In breath comes in, stops. There's a little gap. Out breath goes out and stops. Stay with your breath. Breathing in, you know you're breathing in. Breathing out, you know you're breathing out. Begin to follow your out breath all the way till the end. Notice when it finishes. Notice when it finishes. Notice the little gap at the end of your out breath before the in breath begins. See if you can notice that. Following your out breath all the way till the end. How many times you get distracted? Out breath, you notice that the body relaxes deeper into the moment of now. Stay with your breath. Into the moment of now. No, stay with your breath. Breath as it comes in. Try and listen to the out breath as it goes out. Does your in breath sound the same as your out breath? It comes in, listening to your around you. Allow them to come to you. And you're going to follow the sound of the bell and see if you can notice the silence at the end. listening. Gently bring your focus just beneath your nose, sitting in silence with your breath. Peaceful, focus on the peace. If it feels silent, focus on the silence. Your next breath out, expanding your awareness. Once again, become aware of the body as best as you can. Same place you began, held in place. Sensations where your body makes contact, whatever you're sitting on. From those sensations, you can allow your awareness to move down your thighs, from allowing you to ground yourself. Next breath in, bringing your focus back to your seat. Back is straight and upright. Your shoulders, arms, and hands out is still just back to your breath. And now you can sense your body as the breath goes out. You can sense your body. You can sense your body. Breathing out, you can sense your body. Use this bell to draw a few some of the peace back with you. Enjoy the for the bell.